Welcome, everybody, to another live stream. Today I'm joined with Pippa, and we are talking about spirituality. So, welcome to the show, Pippa. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. Uh, I just joined the last little bit of your Discord call, and it was a very interesting thing to see for me. Very chaotic, but also I could see that it gives rise to opportunities for exploration without the pressure of um, failing or like it's just a good environment to really experiment with expressing. I could see, so that's enjoyable, and I think I'll join more often. Um, but also the chaos was a bit annoying in some ways. Like I don't really know what the purpose is of being there, and there doesn't seem to be any. So those who are comfortable speaking, they just blurt out whatever wants to come, and then others are just there to watch, or I don't know. It feels a bit strange or confusing. It's confusing, maybe.
Yes, it definitely is a confusing space, and there's a reason for that. Because when Miriam was there, I used to mute a lot of people and ban them for talking out of turn, for saying things, and it always felt bad to me. Every single time I muted somebody, it was like I'm constricting my own throat. I knew it was wrong. It was inappropriate for me to do that. So this time around, there's no filtering. There's no muting. People come, they're crazy, they're chaotic, they say a bunch of weird things, and I allow that.
Mm.
And people in the call have to be wise enough and their communication have to be sharp enough for them to be able to deal with that.
Hmm. And apart from that, there's no orientation in the conversation. It's just whatever people bring to the table, what will be discussed, or
Naturally present in the environment, that is what's going to get shared. We're not going to manufacture topics or ideas. Whatever people want to share, talk about, that is what gets talked about. Some people have large, long monologues, like Dr. Rob sometimes has, and people listen, and that's where the value is. And fantastic. But other times, there's nothing like that, and it's just a chaotic, wild place. And that's just life.
I would understand why I want to be there, but I don't think I would watch. Or at least I don't. And when I put on those videos, I also don't find them interesting. But apparently other people do.
Yes. That's to my surprise as well. Uh, when I upload these videos, they get a lot of views. People want to watch that. People like that.
It's
So
like
I'm here to give what the people. It's like
a soap, like a series of
a
people's
soap.
lives. In a way, I mean, you get to know people's characters in a
Uh,
different way because mm, it feels more free and comfortable to speak. And then, like some of us that are in the Discord calls are also on the calls with you individually. So I think people enjoy seeing the character development.
mm, yes. This is what I'm noticing too, also with my YouTube channel, that people want to see vulnerability. People want to see your character flaws, even. And this is how they connect to you. So people don't know who I am, really. I've made a lot of videos, I put myself out, but still, there's sides to myself that I haven't shown, like day to day things, how I am, how I operate. I think that's valuable. And I
Hmm. Hmm. It started off as self exploration, and then at some point it became very. I just pressured myself into delivering value or trying to find out what it means to be valuable. And then yesterday I saw a reel by Jay Kaizen, this guy you also met in Bali, and I actually got to know him through your videos. And I've been watching a little bit of his content, and he said something about the fact that people on the internet really don't care about what you put out there, and that it is actually freeing to see it in this way, to not try to like they don't care, and you just have to make yourself valuable, or you have to if you find yourself valuable enough, or you think it's fun, or whatever it is, you just do it for your own reasons.
Mm.
And yeah, I can't exactly reproduce the insight, it seems, but there was something that sparked this looseness. And like, I feel right now I'm just doing it because I enjoy talking to you, and because I want to get into the habit of talking more again. Um, yeah.
Mm. So yesterday's call, we had live stream, and we finished the call, and you said that it sparked some emotions in you. Do you care to elaborate?
I was super nervous afterwards, and I get this a lot when I take a lot of energy in at once. Then it just feels overwhelming, or I feel especially like a pressure on my chest mainly. And I think it's fear, or I would describe it as anxiousness or fear. And it's also my mind going in many different directions. A certain part of me wants to be really radical, and it's just like, I need to be on Kailash right now, and I don't want to talk to all these people in my life ever again. And like, very, yeah, I guess radical is the word I would put onto it. And then another part of me is really pulling back and being like, oh, I don't want to lose anything, and connection to all these people, and what's going to happen if I express myself. And I think mainly the fear of expressing uh, is quite present. And
Mm.
also, it's Christmas holidays, and I'm having 3 Christmas celebrations in a row with big groups of family and friends. And yesterday, when I came to the first party, for about 5 to 10 minutes, I was like speaking the way that I'm speaking now, kind of more openly and more directly, and saying what I really think. And then my mom got so annoyed, and she kind of put so much resistance onto my presence that I just gave up. And then for an hour, I was just sitting there depressed and sad and feeling like I don't belong here, and I'm an alien, and I don't want to be a part of this group. I don't know how to connect to these people. And then I switched into my teacher mode. So there's, because I'm a teacher in daily life at school, and this has kind of given me an opportunity to find a way to like express what I mean, but without being too fully open and like aggressive or destructive, I think. So to find a way where people don't resist what I'm saying, and I can still kind of put myself into the situation. And this is like, it's kind of fulfilling, and I feel like I can offer my energy in some way to the group. Um, but it doesn't really set me free in the way where I can speak what I want to. Um, and I can see that there's this desire in me to be able to speak whatever without shame or fear or guilt, and also a strong resistance against pushing myself into that space. And if I do so, then the guilt and the shame and the fear and everything is just like overwhelming. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to show your real side to people that your family members. I know this firsthand when I was first beginning on my spiritual path and journey, how I was with my family members, that I had all these things that I was learning and all the things that I wanted to share. And I did try to share, and it was met with kind of like, "Are you crazy? Are you gay? Are you going off?" So it took a while for my family to understand that this is who I am, and there's no turning back now. I'm not going to go back to being normal, whatever that means.
Mm.
So they know that I'm like this, and
Did
yeah,
they ever experience you as looking down on them?
I guess to some extent, especially when I was really into the veganism phase and trying to persuade people to go vegan. But maybe not as much as you're experiencing, I'm assuming. Or
Yeah,
what's happening?
I feel that when I'm speaking freely, there is this, yeah, a lot of friction happening. And I can feel that people immediately distrust me. And maybe it's also because a part of me is distrusting them. Like when I'm expressing, there is still this. I can just see a difference when I'm speaking to someone and being present with them and really sharing from an honest place just what I see in an honest way, or where it is that I'm like throwing things kind of to annoy people, but not like still keeping a little bit of distance somehow. And if I'm in that space, it's just, yeah, I'm met with resistance only, and people feel like I don't like being there and like I don't value them, I think, or but in some way they're not going to think that because there's like an attitude in me of I don't want to be here when I'm mm, yeah, or some annoyance with the way they are, I guess.
Hmm. This is why it's valuable to be in the Discord server because there's all sorts of characters there and they speak out of turn and they say weird things. And if you can just sit there and be equanimous to all of that, you realize that you can't really control people. And they have their own minds, they have their own thoughts and intuitions and desires, and they just are the way they are. And sometimes you need to say the truth. And the truth hurts, and the truth can destroy. Actually, the truth destroys a lot of the time. So when you say the truth, if it's really true, then it'll destroy their ego, their sense of perception, or the sense of who they are, who they think they are. And sometimes that's met with disappointment or defensiveness or anger or all sorts of things. And for a long time in my life, I felt uncomfortable with speaking the truth because of this reality that it's a kind of destructive force. That is until I came to Bali.
Hmm.
And this one guy, Reese, here in Bali. And that guy is very spitting the truth all over the place. Very loud, very sharp, like his mind is very sharp. So that's who I've learned the most from here, being in Bali, about speaking the truth, and yeah, it's helped me a lot. Um, yeah, so you gotta, yeah.
I've always perceived of you as a truth speaker, very much actually. But mm, I haven't seen you in group context in direct interactions, so maybe this is different. But at least on YouTube, you're quite like you show yourself, and I enjoyed that you're not necessarily consistent in the way you come forward, which makes it feel more true.
Well, I'll tell you one story. I can tell the story because Dr. Rob already said it publicly, so it's not a secret. When he first came to Bali and I saw him in person, we sat down on the couch and I said, I looked at him, I said, buddy, why are you so fat? How did you get so fat? And 2 or 3 years ago, it would be impossible for me to say that. I would have to really work up a few weeks of knowing the person to gently lean to. So I'm very courteous of people's emotions, or especially in person, especially with certain kinds of contexts. But I'm learning how to just be vulgar and also vulnerable in that way, and just saying what is obvious without sugarcoating it, without being politically correct, without anything, no filter. How did you get this fat? And instantly it just cut the knife through all of the, I don't know, days or weeks it would take for us to dissolve this, the ice breaking. It was
Mm.
instant. So that I feel like is needed, and I want to do that more in relationships. That's just like feeds me, it fuels me when I get to do this, and even destroy the relationship. Or when you're talking with somebody and you feel like this is leading to the end of the relationship, we're allies. We're not going to be anything because we're really exposing the truth here. And that, like, oh, I always love that because I know something good always is at the other end.
Mm. It
Yes,
feels freeing, no?
yes.
Yeah, I have the very same desire to go in that direction. Absolutely. And essentially, there's
So
also, oh, something happened?
yeah, go ahead. No.
Well, in my mind, it's easy to blame societal values and uh, I don't know, the old world or whatever, all the constructs that exist for this feeling of not being free. But I also know that it's just my own fear of being exposed. Because when you start doing this, it's also very much you showing yourself in a way that is not necessarily pretty always, or like truth is not always. What you perceive of as truth can also be really stupid. Or mm,
Yeah. So tell me about your spiritual goals. What spiritual goals do you have, if any? Yeah, what are your spiritual goals?
um, hmm, what are my spiritual goals? Mm, my mind is drifting in many directions. I think one thing is just uh, learning how to get up in some way. And by that I mean that I just want to learn how to like put my energy and feed my energy into any situation. And if I feel emotionally that I'm being pulled out of it, or an emotion is pulling me out, to not like hang in there and to put myself into it again. And I would like to uh, be able to do cool things. I don't know what exactly I mean by that, but yeah, I think opening this space more so I can perceive things more and more clearly um, is interesting. I want to speak the truth. I think that's the main goal for now. And I think I've given up on enlightenment as a goal. Um, and I also really would like to be uh, mm, lovable, but in a way where when people are around you, they just become happy. That's the kind of energy that I would like to share with people.
causing others to be happy. I guess we should read some comments. Um, and I'm gonna get some sage, light some sage, clear the space, and see what else we can discuss. Spirituality, spirituality.
To do cool things means exactly what it says on the box, my dear. What is that? What does this person mean?
Uh, I wouldn't be able to tell you. That is beyond me. But yes, what's up, Richard? Hello, hello. Um, yeah, love and these emotions. This is. I was watching this person in Isha. She's a famous singer.
Hmm.
She's like a African American lady. Maybe you know her. She's anyway. She was talking about things, and it just made me realize that everything that we want is inside of ourselves, and it's such a uncomfortable thing to say. It's a reality. And I always want things, and I'm looking at things, but even the things that I want physically, material wealth and success and status and fame, these are things that happen inside. This is the energy that I want. This is the way I want to feel.
Why are you smiling this much when you're saying this?
I don't
Your
know.
whole energy's changing when you're saying this.
Yeah,
Maybe you're lying, Shiva.
maybe I am lying. Yeah.
You saw a beautiful woman and then you realized everything you wanted is inside of yourself?
Actually, yes. Yes. And I don't know if that's the truth or if I'm just lying to myself or what. But that's why I'm lying. That's why I'm smiling. Maybe that's why I'm lying. I don't know.
What were you going to say about her before you started saying
So
she's
this
inside
lady,
of
this
you?
woman, yeah, she was talking and she's saying, "Oh, I practice yoga. I practice Kriya yoga," and she was talking about a yoga mat that she has, and she's saying that she loves Sadhguru and Sadhguru is amazing. And then she says, "Oh, and I want all these things. It's not about this." And she starts talking about her love life. And when she starts talking about her love life, I could just see that this is just energy inside of her body, and she wants something from the outside to make her feel something, and it's just confusion. So I have no idea. Maybe I'm smiling because I want you to tell me the truth, or I want somebody else to explain it to me because I don't get it. But maybe I'm trying to convince myself of something. I don't know. Something's going on.
Maybe it's both true. I don't know. I don't know either. I can see that having relationships is not ultimately fulfilling, but it's also nice to have. And even if you can completely be one with yourself on the inside or whatever it is, it's still nice to have. And you still exist as a person in this body and you can do things with it. So, uh,
Yeah.
mm, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you about my spiritual goals. Um, I don't really have thought about what my spiritual goals are until I ask you those questions. So my spiritual goals are to be exactly identical to Sadhguru in his energies. I want to be just like that man. I want to replicate to myself in him or through me or something. And it is happening slowly but surely, day by day. Things are happening. I look at his picture and I can feel his energy going into me and myself changing and my state of mind, my psychology changing or removing itself and this energy coming in. Not his energy per se, but overall. And yeah, that's maybe the only goal that I have is just to have complete and total mastery over this. And when Sadhguru says that he can close his eyes, even though he has a family, he has a daughter, he has a business, he has all these things, people looking after him, when he closes his eyes, he can just disappear and nothing matters to him. And he can sit with his eyes closed until his body decays and dies. That to me speaks volumes into how much mastery he has over himself and how deeply connected he is with the universe. Because I can't do that, but I deeply want to do that.
Do you know how he was before he got enlightened? Have you heard some stories?
Like you mean him owning a business and things like that?
Um, yeah, and especially his character. Like he always says he didn't care about spirituality at all. And he didn't go into temples. He didn't understand why people were seeking these kinds of things. And for me, this also speaks to something very real about him, that the carelessness is not necessarily an aspect of spirituality in a way. Like he was a wild person, just going into the jungle and having fun and not going to school and really like careless in a social way, also just doing whatever the hell he wanted to be doing and very energetic, always alive. And then I remember seeing a satsang where he says something about after enlightenment, I couldn't look my mother into the eyes because suddenly all of this didn't mean anything to me anymore. Um, because he discovers this whole new truth or perception of life. But I feel like the way he was before is also like it's like the ultimum of being a healthy human being, except for like the one step more you can go, which is to know full truth about the universe. And kind of all the nonsense in between of not living fully and striving for something, and also not having that mm, that full blown insight. It's like a bit silly in a way.
Hmm.
And I feel this with you as well sometimes. Like when you say you're striving for these things, I know ultimately it's true, but is that like anyway you'll be there at some point. And it doesn't seem like you need to strive for it either. Like I don't feel like it has to be an orientation in your life because your energy is kind of going there anyway. And I think it's okay to strive for the things that the human being wants and to just be wild and live and go into the jungle and like live life.
Hmm.
It's a bit
Yes.
abstract.
If there's one thing I learned from Sadhguru that is completely the opposite of what I thought spirituality was, it's that it's okay to be intense. And actually, intensity is what you're looking for. So, intensity is also what is going to help you to enlighten and awaken and be spiritual. And it is like, somebody said this, some wise yogi said that you're closer to God kicking a ball than you are reading the Bible. Because when you're reading the Bible, you still don't know, you're studying, it's a kind of passive activity. But when you're going and kicking a ball, you're playing soccer, you're engaged with life. Your life is full intensity. And that's what we all want. We shouldn't shun that. We should go towards that. And yeah, I guess I don't really have to work for it anymore. There's nothing to do really for me to get there. But the intention is a very important. That's what I see the difference as between my friends and myself. I have an intention towards going where I want to go, and my intent is clear. Other people's intent is, well, they want to become spiritual, they want to learn more, they want to do this, that. So they're kind of wishy-washy, and they're not going as fast as I am. So I know where I'm going. I'm heading there. How long it takes is really, well, up to me, not up to me. I'm not really sure.
And also, what it takes, in a way, is not up to you? Or do you feel like you can see steady progress? This, that needs to happen, and then I'm there.
Yes, I do see steady progress. That I'm dissolving into this energy. This energy is uh, this new energy is coming into me, and every day, slowly but surely, the dissolving happens more and more, and I'm opening up to the universe. Less boundaries in me, and yeah,
What's the smile?
the smile is I'm realizing that from the tailbone is where everything that we want is. And as you access this energy from the tailbone, it goes up. And if it reaches the pineal gland or touches the pineal gland, touches the space between the eyebrows, you can feel everything you want to feel in the universe. And when I was feeling this way in meditation just a few days ago, recently, that I became so liberated, this feeling of like, wow, I can get everything I want and it's inside of me. And the external desires that I have, I can also get them by making myself feel this way inside.
Mm.
But also a feeling of like, I don't know, missing out or a feeling of fear, because what if that's not true? What if I actually have to go and strive and really work hard and do good things? And
Can you
what
elaborate
if my
on that?
sorry, yeah, what if my whole life is just like I've just been lying to myself for 30 years? Oh, I'm the spiritual guy. There's manifestation and energy. And all the people that have been telling me to go work hard, get a job, go to university are right. And I'm just here, just not doing anything.
Well, do you want to go to university, or
No,
what is it you want to
abs-
manifest?
no, no, absolutely not. I don't want to go to university. I'm just speaking out loud.
Mm.
There's nothing really I want to manifest. Things are happening. I want to go by the beach. I want to swim in the ocean very badly. That's what I want to manifest. I want to eat good food, live in a safe environment, continue making YouTube videos, and progress slowly on this path. And yeah, reach my ultimate goal. And
There
that'll
should
come.
be a big desire, otherwise life is boring.
Mm-hmm.
What is the
Big
big
desire.
desire?
What do you mean by that?
Well, it sounds like right now you're just wanting to keep the status quo and slowly progress on this path, which is something that doesn't really have much meaning. So, what is the big desire?
The biggest desire is to have fun, live life, be in nature, scream, laugh, dance, be loud, express my life energy forward, not have a care in the world, do fun things, do crazy things, do amazing things, and to burn this life. Burn it intensely every day. I don't want to sit in my room anymore. I don't want to do boring things. I don't want to be boring. I want to live life.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Are you alone where you are right now?
Sorry?
Is Adi still with you?
Yeah, he's upstairs.
Mm.
He's making some YouTube video. Uh, his light fell over and he just yelled "fuck" very loudly.
Hmm.
I had to laugh. Yeah. So Kailash is a big thing. Kailash is a amazing thing. It's life. It's the most intense thing you can do. That's where you really live life. That place that really gets you going. And yeah, the biggest authority in life is Kailash. That's how I see it. Spiritual authority. Because authority is not the truth, truth is the only authority. And Kailash holds all the truth. So it's the ultimate authority.
Hmm.
And I'm realizing also that it's so important to get sunlight every day of your life. Sunlight is so spiritual. Like if you're not getting sunlight on your body, if you're not sunbathing, even in the wintertime, then you're becoming less spiritual because it's energy. Sunlight is energy. We all need energy to survive and to live. So hopefully, in the next few days and weeks, I will change this and experience more and more sun's energy. Yeah, there's a mosquito flying around. So tell me what you think before we close this off. Any powerful thoughts, insights?
It's like this whole spiritual wanting to attain to things sometimes feels a bit wishy-washy, actually. And I don't know. Um, hmm.
Wishy washy.
Yeah. Or
Explain what.
I I feel that when we're talking about this, it feels a bit dry. Or yeah, I don't know. I enjoy being in connection with you, and I'm curious about you as a person, actually. And mm, yeah, I think that's just it.
Yes, I enjoy talking to you too. You're very easy to talk to as a spiritual person. You understand me very well, or you understand energy. And it's like this, you know? Some days it's very dry and boring and nothing's happening. Other days it's intense and so valuable. You can't really know when those days are. So I know that I've been doing these live streams with Dr. Rob, and they've been some days it's like, my God, this is I'm going to sleep and my eyes are wide open because so much energy just got released. So much just happened. And the next days we get on and it's like, why am I even doing this? This is like a waste of time. This is probably not the best thing I could be doing. But one thing is for sure is that we have to do it every day. With Dr. Rob. We wake up and this is like my job. I have to do this because
Mm.
regardless if it's amazing or if it's not amazing, every day that you do this is every day that you're laying the bricks towards building something. So I feel very strongly with you actually with this. So I feel if we do this daily or even semi daily, whenever, this will be very valuable for the both of us. And some days it's boring, like today, it's not really, it's like, okay. Other
I
days
really
it'll be,
enjoy today.
wow, you
No,
enjoyed
yeah,
this then? Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. And yeah, so, and we have a live audience here, 63 people. I've kind of, yeah. So let us know what you think. If you have questions or comments, or read them. JD Vans, yeah, JD Vans. This is constantly the funniest channel on YouTube. Never stop. I'm not trying to be funny here. It's a very spiritual, serious discussion here. Nothing fun. Nothing funny about this.
a lot of
But
Jesus stuff.
Jesus, yeah.
It's
How are
Christmas.
you? Yes. So how are you with Jesus? How's your relationship to Jesus? Have you seen Jesus? And how's your Christmas?
How's my relation to Jesus? I've I've tried connecting to that presence a couple of times, but it has never really pulled me in that much. Um, but I can see a lot of value in his approach to things. And I was interested in the figures of Eve and Mary at one point in the Bible and their whole stories. Uh, and yeah, I don't know. Mm, I've never really put effort into understanding Jesus that much. But I feel that there is some, maybe it's just a cultural connection, but there is some, actually, there is a lot of connection to what he brings in some way. And I think he was very powerful. And what I feel more strongly in Jesus than in, for example, Sadhguru or like mm, teachers who are more related to Shiva kind of energy is that Jesus really comes from the heart space. Um, and this whole forgiveness and compassion idea. Mm, I mean, I know he also was destructive in many ways and maybe even violent to some. Um, but I feel that what is still happening or what is still alive from his transmission mm, touches my heart more than other spaces. How about you?
Jesus has appeared to me a few times in my life. Once I was just still a young man, sitting in my room by myself in Toronto, Canada. And then suddenly the presence of Jesus appeared in my mind's consciousness so potently, it was undeniable. And he said some things like, "You're doing the right thing, you're on the right path," and some encouraging words. And then that presence went, and then a new presence emerged. It felt like the God of the Bible, or the Creator. And that presence came, and it was like very nice fatherly figure. And then that presence said something, and then left. And I was like, wow, that was really nice, very positive experience. I can't remember what the message was, but just overall encouragement. And recently, also, the presence of Jesus came to me. Just me spontaneously doing something or doing nothing at all, really. And then in my mind, this energy, overwhelming heart space energy, very loving, comes and it's just a kind of welcoming or saying hello. Nothing much than that. But I have not devoted my life to Jesus. I've devoted my life to something else. And even though I've devoted my life to this other thing, other being or entity, it's still not as available as I would like it to be, let's say. So even though I'm consciously calling this energy in and I'm doing things, it's still not as available as you would think it is. Somebody that's doing this consciously. It's available, it's there. Shiva's energy is here, and I can feel it. But not like I'm talking to him every day or this being is present around me or this. It's just a kind of a residual. It's always there. Um, yeah, only sometimes this really appears.
Shiva appears.
Not that he appears, more like I break down my mental boundaries of to see him, and that's
Hmm.
happened once or twice. But yeah,
How do you think Jesus connects to Shiva? Because this whole Adiyogi story with the Saptarishis spreading out across the world and being the starting points of different mystical cultures, to me it also always sounds like everything kind of originates from Adiyogi and Shiva's presence. So, how do you think Jesus and Shiva relate?
I think that when Jesus went back to India to study with the three wise men, I'm sure he was exposed to a lot of things. I'm not sure his connection to the Adiyogi or to Shiva was so, let's say, conscious. Maybe he just benefited off of the science of yoga. He meditated and did these practices to gain these attainments, and then went back to his land and tried to teach people some things. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he would have said something if he really knew something. Like, case in point, the Buddha didn't say anything about Shiva. The Buddha just really talked about himself. Um, yeah, which I always thought was weird. Um, Especially after he said that he's the only way to enlightenment, and the only way to become enlightened is through him and through the Eightfold Noble Path. It's not true. But it's not like he lied. He just, I guess, wanted to create urgency or, yeah. So Jesus said something similar, that he's the only way, and the only way to get to the Father is through him.
Hmm. Sadhguru also, he doesn't speak about him as himself, but he says a guru is needed. But I feel like some people attain without a guru. I mean, I don't know why I feel like that, but it seems to happen to some people.
Can you give me some examples or elaborate?
Well, maybe those are beings who have already attained in a different lifetime. But for example, Teal Swan or uh, Heather Hoffman, they're very much not about gurus. And well, I think some other saints or sages in India that I've heard of also, just people who just kind of wake up by themselves. And they also speak of God or the creation, the source of creation, or Bhagavan or whatever they name it, but it's not necessarily through someone else who has embodied it.
Hmm. I don't think Sadhguru is speaking in absolute terms, but you do need a guru because he makes your trip much faster.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving from Toronto to Vancouver, you can walk, but it's much more practical, sensible to take a taxi or a car. So a guru is like the driver of the car. You need to. You need to go take a car. Walking is not going to be good.
Well, it gives you fresh air and sunlight and natural pace.
Yes, but also gives you mosquitoes and rain, and you've been walking for 2 days and there's no food. Then you're going to be
Hmm.
thinking, yeah, I should have taken the car.
Do you think once a spiritual awakening happens, it's possible to turn back or backwards?
No, I don't think so. No. It's like if you submerge a bubble or submerge some kind of inflatable thing down into the ocean, and then somehow you inflate it with water or air, it'll rise up. No matter what you do, the air is going to the top.
And what
So
if you account for different lifetimes? For example, this it's the thread that I always feel in different spiritual teachings that the moment you die, uh, assuming you don't die in a mahasamadhi or you're not enlightened in some way, mm, that the state you're in. while dying determines the next birth and actually determines a whole lot about your karmic structure in the next life. And Sadhguru also sometimes says this thing like, uh, if you have an insight and some clarity now, you should just absolutely follow on track of that thing because you don't know what will happen in life, and it might be you get confused again or you kind of get thrown off track. So this feels like a threat and a need to hurry and a need to step into the car instead of like letting things evolve by themselves. Mm, but then on the other hand, it also seems like once this is awake, this principle inside, then there's no putting it back to sleep. So then I don't see the need for hurry.
I think that idea that you need to think of something when you're passing away is only to do with people that are not spiritually evolved. Like for you, for example, if the day of going to the next place happens tomorrow, then there really wouldn't be much of an issue. Because maybe there's confusion in your mind, maybe you're scared, but when the transition happens, there's a looseness to your body, and you will become aware of when the transition happens, and you'll be able to go to wherever you need to go after. Um, yeah, either that's dissolving or going to the next place or reincarnating. Hopefully not, my God.
Why would you say that?
Um, it's just hard work to be born again and to go into the mother's womb. So many things can happen in this fragile body. And then going through school and childhood and this and that. And then when you're like 21, you finally awaken. Oh my God, I'm conscious again.
Hmm.
So it's scary, dangerous stuff. Right.
The people who seem to wake up by themselves, such as Teal Swan, they go through the most horrendous childhoods. So it's, or such as you, maybe even. It's like you willingly put yourself there to to gain mastery over so many things that are so painful. That's the game.
Yes. Well, Teal Swan had a different mission, so she, I guess, chose a lot of bad things for herself. Very challenging, not easy. Um, but she also came with a purpose, with an intention. She's not just some random person that came and, oh, time to. She had a mission. I guess that's also how I came because
Mm.
I have a mission here also, and a lot of people do. I think you do as well. So it's not the same. And you need a guru. So a guru takes you from one place to another very easily. And I would not be this way if it wasn't for Sadhguru. That's for sure. It wouldn't be even close. So thank God for this man. My God. Yeah.
Mm.
Very lucky and fortunate to have him. A guru dissolves you. A guru is needed. You can dissolve in
Yeah.
him.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. But there is also a lot of resistance in my system to him, just because it's so scary sometimes. But I know, like in moments of opening up, obviously nothing else is worth more or more needed or Hmm.
Well, it's scary because we're afraid of death and dying. And that's ultimately the only thing that it is. So you going towards that, the truth is like death, and you don't want to die, and you shouldn't die. But yeah,
I feel that. Mm, do you think it's a fear? Oh, maybe there's not even a distinction, but it doesn't seem like something that is occupying me mentally. I don't have any thoughts about fearing death, but it's just getting in touch with the intensity of that energy. I can see that I kind of trap it in my body, and it feels like, oh, just tensioning up. So that is fear.
mm.
But I haven't, I feel like I haven't accessed this fear even consciously.
Something that I do is I make it consciously known to myself that I'm okay with losing myself, losing my mind, losing my sense of identity, losing whatever this person is. I'm okay with even trading it, you know? So if I can trade myself for something else and myself be eroded and deleted, the software, whatever this guy is, I'm happy to erase it. And then for something better or greater to come in. I have no issue with that. Yeah, losing my mind. I'm okay with losing my mind. And why? Because I've caused myself a lot of pain on this path. And they're like, what more can happen to me? More pain? I've already been through that. Not much else I can do. So it's already done. So yeah.
And you caused yourself pain because you were in a hurry.
Yes. Yes. How did you know?
Because that's how I feel. I
Oh.
feel that when I'm in a hurry, and I mean I connect to your energy because I I kind of, yeah, recognize myself in it. And the first videos I saw about you and your intensity and just single pointed direction, it's very attractive. And a part of me is always like that. And then I'm not fully on board, which is why it doesn't happen. But um, yeah, I can see I'm kind of like, with what I've done in the past few months, living a bit of a normal life and connecting to a lot of people again and taking it slow and easy. I've tapped into a different kind of energy of not pushing myself forward and not always striving and being in that hurry energy. Um, and it's also so relieving and not so painful. um, but there is also less clarity and less moments of clear connection to this source and to the guru. And mm, I feel like change happens on a different level. It's more like emotional restructuring and not that much travel in terms of perception changing. But I also enjoy allowing myself to have this like slowness.
You should go as fast as you can, but not in a hurry.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. For me, it's slowed down quite a bit. I'm not as in a hurry as I was once before. There really isn't anything to be in a hurry for anymore. But before, I was in a very intense hurry because there was a good reason to be. And it didn't matter to me if I'm burning myself out or if I'm causing myself pain. That was secondary. I needed to get there. I needed to get something. And now, having learned some tricks of the body, like just me sitting, relaxing my head a little bit, sitting in a like tuning myself or properly sitting, and then boom, I just get there. Something happens. It's like wow, it feels good, feels great. So yeah, now it's just energy. Now it's just drinking energy and quenching my thirst with energy. Somebody says they're reporting me. They're reporting the Taliban, dude. I'm not that, buddy. Please don't report me. Yeah. So that's spirituality, folks. Where are we going? We don't know. Where do we come from? I don't know.
People all think they know.
Yeah. Welcome to the Valangri Hills, Isha Yoga of Coimbatore, India. This guy knows Deepak. How many hours do you meditate? 6 hours. I admit you're an undercover felon. My God, I'm getting exposed here. People
What
are
is a
trying to wake.
felon?
So,
Hmm.
one thing, yeah. Sadhguru says when this body breaks apart, then there's a transition period, or you have to go across a river, and if you're clean enough or you're not dense enough, then you can cross, etc., etc. I know that this moment will be very fascinating, and I'm anticipating it. It'll be quite a miraculous thing. I don't want it to happen anytime soon, but when it does, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a big, big event. We have a poll here asking people, are they spiritual? And 83 people have already voted. Let's get one more for 84, and then I'm going to end the poll. All right, we have 84, so let's end it. And 70% of the people have said that they are spiritual. Only 30 have said no. That's pretty good. So, like I said yesterday, that this is going to come into the culture. So, on a live stream like this, people watching, the vast majority are spiritual, or yeah, at least say they are. And soon, crazy people are going to be admired and looked up to and looked after. Oh, look at he's crazy. Oh, he's got the Vishuddhi chakra. So I'm looking forward to that day.
Mhm. I think it's time for me to leave. Thank you, Shiva.
Thank you for joining, and I look forward to next time we speak.
Soon.
Blessings.
Mhm.
Shiva is the Lord of time, destruction, yoga, meditation, peace, joy. Yes. It would be nice to be able to talk to someone about what's happening when I meditate about being locked at like I'm nuts. Yeah, well, you should join our Discord server. Why should you join? Because we're just a bunch of crazy people and we talk about spirituality there, nothing else. And what else do you want? What else do you want in life? Am I a Swami? I don't know what I am, but I'm something. Shiva, Shiva, yep. Uh, yeah. Let's see if anybody's in the Discord. So Discord server is filled with just crazy spiritual people, and we get on calls once in a while. We talk, and it's chaos. It's pure chaos. There's no moderation. There's no normal people there. Oh yeah, it's full. It's basically 5 or 10 people in there. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna post a link here, and then you should click the link, and then you should join me for a chat if you care about spirituality. If you care about anything, you should go there. So here, I'm gonna pin it. I'll give you a few minutes to join. So there's the link. Pin message. God bless everyone. Yep. So if you care about spirituality, if you want to have spiritual friends and be able to talk about wild things, you should do it. And being wild is good. Where does spirituality comes from and where is it stored? It comes from the Himalayas, the northern Himalayas, and it is stored in Kailash. Yeah. Richard, you will join. Richard, you're already well known in the Discord. Let's see if you're there already. Yeah, you're right there. If you're on mobile, just go to any of his videos and the link is clickable in the description. Correct. We will wobble. And I expect a donation from you soon as your apology, your formal apology for saying all those mean things about me. The bee system wants to be more wild, like mythical creatures without constraint. Hit the Benjamin, yeah. There's also a button on the top stream says, don't recommend this channel and report. Well, falsely reporting channels is against YouTube's terms of service, so they should ban your account. Great way to make a few bucks, I guess. Yeah. So if you want to send me a donation and support my channel and buy me food for today, I will buy some mangoes with your donations. I will highly appreciate it. And I will reciprocate in the form of a blessing and in the form of energy sent back to you. Positive pranic energy. And wish you a long life. You're a cult leader. Admit your scam. Oh, it's amazing to me how many confused people are in the world. But I was once like that too. Eat a burger and pay for your own food. I don't eat a burger, I eat vegan food. I eat a plant-based vegan diet. I donate if you eat McDonald's on stream. Well, if you donate, then maybe I'll go buy some french fries from McDonald's and eat them. But I eat a plant-based vegan diet. And do I live off of mangoes? Mango is at least half of my diet. I love mangoes. I'm sending you spiritual. Yeah, thank you. I'm a cult leader too. Well, you should join our Discord because it's full of people with special imaginations. Mango is good too. I like it. Yeah, mangoes are the stuff. So send me a few mangoes. Support me. Support my channel. Let's see. Hopefully somebody joined the Discord. Yes, Supermaster joined the Discord. Let's see if Supermaster is in the group chat. Not yet. We got some big heavy hitters in the voice call. Some people that have been in the Discord for a long time. I bet your book is going to say you only ate one seed from a mango per day. No, that's not what it is. I wake up, I don't eat for 3, 4, 5 hours after I wake up, and then I eat some mangoes, maybe 2, 3 mangoes, one dragon fruit. I drink some water, and then I eat an hour later some vegan meal, one meal, or one large meal, and then that's it. And then I go to sleep. And that's my life. So if you choose to donate right here via Super Chat, that is what you're going to fund. And that'll go towards me paying for my food as I am supported by your generosity. So I don't work per se. My YouTube is my job. I make videos full time every day. And I choose to be a spiritual beggar. So if people value this, they will contribute. And if they don't, then I'll go hungry and I'll have to drop this. But so far, it's worked out. What's that attire? You sound American. This is the attire of a spiritual yogi, a white yogi. I'm a white yogi. And I am not American, I'm a Canadian. Canadian. Respect. Shout out to you. So if somebody donates a few dollars, that will pay for my mangoes for today and tomorrow. And I would highly appreciate it if you care about life and spirituality. And somebody might think, oh, is he begging? I absolutely am begging. Because that is my style of doing things. I have no way of supporting myself other than this, other than sharing my spiritual ideas and spiritual insights and spiritual energy and having these conversations. And I offer you and allow you the opportunity to donate. A spiritual beggar, that's really hard way to walk. I have the biggest respect for you. It's not going to be easy, but I know some people who did it and they went far. They now have temples, yes. So everyone should stop funding this crap. Andrew, you are a dark soul. I'm actually a yogi, don't beg. I will beg. There's nothing wrong with begging. And I am begging for a donation, for a spiritual donation. If anybody has a generosity in their heart to donate in this spirit of giving, of Christmas, the money will be used to pay for my food and sustain my life with sustenance, nothing else. So this is how I support myself. You are in Canada, brother, and I'm not in Canada. I'm in Asia. Being spiritual in that area won't get you anywhere. It's a new way of life. I understand you're committed a lot. Wish you all the best. Yeah, thank you very much. I am in Asia. My phone is at 3%. I have to charge it. Jesus loves you. I'm sure he does. If Jesus really does love me, he should pay for my mangoes tomorrow. Hopefully you can give me that money for me to pay for my mangoes. You mean India? No, I'm not in India. Somewhere else. I'm in Indonesia. Why don't you stream the Discord chats? There's a good reason for that, and it's because it is not safe. If I do that, some things can happen, and yeah, people can get on here and do wild stuff. But I will, with a delay. I'll do that. But mangoes are also cool. Not like that though. Yes, mangoes are cool. Where's Dr. Rob? He's doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but okay. I'm going to end this live stream now. Yes, mangoes. Unless somebody donates some money for mangoes for me. That way I'll live stream for a few more minutes. Otherwise, Running Man says, I'm reporting to Indonesian authorities for scamming people. Well, good luck to you, my friend. I hope it works out. And I hope things get better for you. Wow, what a yawn. Spiritual yawn. Yes. Namaste, homie. Namaste for the last part. Yes. I love you, Shiva. Merry Christmas. Take care. Take care. Weeble wobble. Fleeb. Ginger Waters. Ginger, are you the Discord person? If so, shout out to you. I'm just about to end the live stream. I did a live stream with Pippa, and it went great. Okay, that's it, my friends. Take care. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your holidays. Thank you. Good day. Goodbye.